Hey everybody, it's Haley Hobson. How are you? Welcome to my webinar this evening. I'm excited to talk about it. This is a conversation that I have with people over and over and over again as an entrepreneur, training other entrepreneurs about how we can actually do our businesses and still have holidays. So welcome to this webinar tonight, November 18th at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and I'm excited that you're with me. We all love our holidays, right? Like people love to take time off. People love to be with their families. Doesn't matter what our religion is. And so often we get stressed out. The time gets out of control. There's last minute rushing and cooking and cleaning and buying and wrapping and all these obligations and screaming kids, and kids are away from school, and we've got possibly whining spouses and parties and hangovers and bad diets and in-laws and lots of crazy stuff. And I'm just kidding. We all love our in-laws and our whining husbands and our whining kids. But it can get really crazy during this holiday season, and people get, I don't love to use this word, but you guys, I'm going to say it, overwhelmed, and they stop dead in their tracks in doing business-like activities leading up to the holidays. So all of a sudden, the month of November can stop around the 18th, and all of a sudden the month of December can stop around the 12th. And for those of you who are trying to run your own entrepreneurial like businesses, this can be dangerous to stop a month that early. And I want to give you some tips on how you can still have fun, how you can still be helpful. I want to give you some business tips. I want to give you some lifestyle tips. I also want to give you some health tips, and of course, some sanity tips of how to get through the next month and a half without losing your freaking mind. Okay? So the goal here is to have less stress, because stress kind of sucks, right? And I want you to have more fun and more of my life is friggin' rocking and awesome. I've been on the road for the last like 2 months, and I was just sitting here last night even typing on Facebook about how awesome I feel right now. Like I'm in Florida. I am here with my parents. They've got this beautiful house in Southern Florida in Vero Beach area, and I'm going home tomorrow to end this part of my vacation, which will then take me home for 3 days, which I consider a vacation, actually, being back in Boulder for 3 days on the weekend. And then we're going on vacation to the Dominican Republic. And I feel like, it's like vacation to vacation to vacation to vacation is sort of how my life has been the last couple months. But I figured out how to make my business work during all of this travel, during all this hecticness, during all this craziness, and also figured out how to still take care of myself. So I want to tell you a little bit about me if you don't know me, if you haven't been on this webinar with me or a webinar with me before. My name is Haley Hobson, and I consider myself a kick-ass business coach. I'm a professional network marketer. I'm a speaker and author, a 7-figure momtrepreneur, which I consider just an entrepreneur who has kids and still loves to be with them. I told my mom a few minutes ago, she asked me, do you want me to take Madeline out for lunch for a couple hours today so that you can work? And I said, no, this is my last day here. I'm just going to be doing a few things this morning, and then I'm spending the day at the pool on a Wednesday, or the beach on a Wednesday with my daughter, because I want to hang out with her, and that's why I took her out of school, so we could do some fun things together while I also still ran my business and got the support from my parents, and still had life happen. So I'm really passionate about my life, and I also want to share that kind of passion with you so you can be passionate about yours. So by the way, I've got a little bonus for you guys at the end, so just make sure you stick in till the end of this. I just want to give you a little fun thing at the end of this webinar. So anyway, the first tip that I have for you is get in early. We all do, and I'm guilty of this myself, like last minute shopping and last minute this and last minute that. And it's way too much stress. So if you can actually help yourself by trying to do a little bit of the holiday prep, or for those of you who aren't taking holidays, but you still feel like you're celebrating whatever with other people, you don't want that much stress. You don't want that much rushing. You don't want that much panic. And if you can get out there and do a little bit every day to prepare for what's happening before the craziness starts, that's going to help. For me, I know that like it's always all hell breaking loose all the time. So, I'm thinking about now, like the beginning of November or middle of November, all of the gifts that I'm giving out to my team of people so that I don't have to stress about it during December when everybody's trading gifts, right? I know that I want to have a holiday party for the teams of people that I have in my local area. So I'm going to plan that now before December craziness comes, so that everybody can actually come and I'm not feeling underprepared. Even with myself going into January, and I just had a meeting with my whole support team on Monday, and we went through my entire calendar from January 2nd all the way through the end of December 2016. And I've already got like 20 trips on my books already. And so we're getting ready and making sure that everybody knows where I'm going to be, and everybody can help me plan those trips in terms of hotel and travel and airfare and etc., and getting them on the calendar so nobody feels like they're rushing and didn't have the information. Getting in early is always super, super helpful to avoid the panic. Number 2, we need structure. And structure brings order to our minds, to our lives, and it helps give us our results. Without structure, we can't literally move forward and have the results that we want. So for me, I use a couple different things for structure. I have my Mac iBook computer with me all the time, and I've got my calendar on it. I use a Google Calendar that syncs with that so people can book appointments with me. It goes straight to my calendar. I put everything on my calendar. Even if I'm just going to talk to somebody for 10 minutes, I want it on my calendar so there's structure. I even put my workouts on my calendar, right? And I also have this passion planner that I use as well, where I'm physically writing down, because there's something a little bit different about writing things down than typing them into your calendar as chores. And when you write out your passions, your dreams, your goals, your brain dumps, and you see it visually with your hand writing it out, there's just this weird way of this universe conspiring or co-conspiring with us. So I love to put things in front of my face and have them all organized. I have notes, with leads that I'm following up with. I have notes about what I've done with them. I have notes about who just joined my business with me. I have notes of what I have to send to them. So I keep structure in my business, and you also want to keep structure in your personal life as well. I knew that I'd been gone for so long, so I made sure there was structure in my home in terms of people helping to support and clean the house, bring food over, make dinners, etc., so that my family was not suffering so much while I was on the road. People helping with carpooling, my husband up to speed about where my daughter was going. Structure helps us live our lives on a daily business, okay? All right, number 3, we need a plan. The best place to start for structure and being organized is a plan of action. And you've got to plan out your days, you've got to plan out your weeks, and you've got to plan out the next month coming up, or you end up in a craze where you are all of a sudden, it's December 1st or January 1st or February 1st, and you're like, oh my gosh, like the first week is going by and I have no plan. So I suggest that you actually literally plan out your days, your weeks, and the next month before it happens, and you stick to that plan so that you have some type of organization and structure, and you can move forward and actually manifest and make things happen. Okay. The next slide is number 4, be flexible. Like, we all want to be organized. We all want to be structured. We all want to have a plan, but we've got to be flexible at the same time. And what I mean by that is, like, I had a situation this morning where I had a computer virus and I had a whole bunch of things I had to do. So my plan kind of fell underway for a couple of hours while I got on the phone with Apple support, and then got on the phone with Apple support and had my computer fixed so that I could move on with my day. And it actually disrupted like 2 hours of my morning, but I had to make some time and flexibility. And I had to put my daughter in front of a movie because of it, which I didn't want to do first thing in the morning. But I knew if I had a virus on my computer, I wasn't going to be able to use it, right? And I wasn't going to be able to move on with the rest of my day and the rest of my week. So you've got to be flexible. You miss a flight, you get on the next one. You go the next day, right? Somebody says no to you, you go and you find another yes. A deal falls through, you build a new one. A class ends up being a disaster, or a workshop ends up being a disaster, you go on and you move on to the next one. Your kids are having a meltdown, you bear with it, you take deep breaths, you put on a little balance, and you move on and you continue on with your day. And sometimes you'll have to do some of your work at night after the kids are sleeping. Sometimes you have to get up early in the morning. Sometimes a workout has to be negotiable, right? You've got to be flexible with your life. The next thing I want to say is super important is your support system. And I feel lucky that I have parents this week that have been helping and watching with my daughter, but I had to fly to Florida to make that happen. So it's not the most convenient thing. So you guys have to find, if you don't have parents around, you don't have family around, you don't have tight friends around, you've got to work on developing those relationships, because it's hard. It's really hard to build a business alone with children. You've got to start recruiting a support system. You're going to need that, and you've got to look where you can add this type of support. You know, my husband and I went to Maui a couple weeks ago. We had a situation where we had a new nanny in place, and she was going to watch our daughter for a week. And about a week before the trip happened, I said to my husband, I'm not feeling good about this. And he's like, oh, you're crazy. She's been coming over every day. She helps in our house. She's been, helping with our meal preparation. She's been feeding us. She's going to be great. And as the days led up to the trip, I just kept telling him, I'm just not feeling good about this. Like, I haven't left her alone with her ever. And I don't like the fact that I'm not getting the return when I text or call her, within a couple of hours. The communication is poor. I'm just not feeling comfortable. The night before we left, I said to him, I'm not going to Maui unless we find somebody else to watch Madeline. I'm not comfortable with it. And he's like, oh my gosh, you're serious. So that night we got on the phone, we worked together with some neighbors, some friends, even his ex-wife who we're very close with, and we got Madeline set up for those 7 nights, and my ease completely melted back to normal, and I was ready to go. We had to look out and ask for support, and then we had to communicate our need, and then we give back, and we try when we're back to do the same thing for other people. So build relationships, get out there, make friendships, build them, and nurture and cultivate them so that you can give and you can receive, and you do not feel like you're doing this all by yourself. Sometimes your support can literally be trade-offs, like I was talking about with friends and neighbors and families. And sometimes you've got to invest a little bit, like I've had to invest in people doing certain things like cleaning and cooking and stuff like that, so that I can actually do my business. If you don't invest back into your business with your own time and your own money, you're not going to be able to grow it. We all know you've got to invest to build, right? So you work within the means of what you have. Okay, the next one is you got to make it fun, you guys. I mean, your business should be fun. I wake up every day and I just kind of feel to myself like I'm not actually working. I am having a good time. And you want your life and your business to be like that. You want to laugh more, smile more, share more, love more. You want to do the things that bring you joy, right? For me, I love doing things with my little one. She cracks me up. If it means that I'm busy all day and I only have time for dinner, but I put my phone aside and I just watch her and listen to her, or I do what we call a sleepover together, where I get her, allow her to sleep in my bed because we haven't had time together. The things that bring me joy are the things that I want to do. And then I make sure that my business is fun. I get rid of negativity. I get rid of drama. I work with people that want to work with me. And it is fun for me. Even when we have situations, right? Situations can be happening by the moment, but they don't have to be happening all day or all week or all month, right? We can have these moments or these situations. They don't have to become a big deal, and we turn them into fun. Okay, the next thing is you guys have to simplify. Bring it down a notch. Instead of 10,000 lights in your house, how about 1,000? Instead of being a host to everyone, how about being a host to few? I don't open up my phone lines to everybody, right? I give only certain people my cell phone number. I don't respond to everything on Facebook because it's not necessary, right? I don't invite everyone over when I'm having something happening. I invite the people that are closest, that are going to benefit, that are reaching out to me. So how can you simplify your life, your calendar, the season that's moving forward. What can you do to make your life a little bit easier? Do you want to just take calls Mondays from 9 to 5 or 9 to 3 or 9 to 12, or Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for 2 hours each? Do you want to hide your phone in a drawer after 6 o'clock at night? Do you only want to pick it up after 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning? Are you only going to work with a certain amount of people? Are you only going to have a certain amount of classes per week? Maybe it's going to be 2 instead of 10, right? What is going to work for you? And we all have different levels and barriers of what we're able to take onto our plate. You know, I'm a person who likes to do a lot. You guys who know me might have guessed that already. So I can take on a lot, but I still have to simplify, and I still have to give myself a break when I need it, right? And you know, your body knows. Okay, the next thing is you got to be present. So if you are not in the moment, you're not going to enjoy it, right? You've got to first find the moment. You've got to be present in the moment, and you've got to be super mindful. So it doesn't help me to work all day and then say to my daughter, okay, let's go out and go get a frozen yogurt or something, and then not be present with her when I'm doing that. It doesn't help me to be having a conversation with somebody on the phone and then be checking some other messages, at the same time while I'm doing it. You want to give 100% in the moment that you're there, so that you're most productive, so that you're hearing what somebody else is saying, you're benefiting from the situation yourself, you're absorbing everything, and you can really give your best back to other people. Okay, now this is going to sound maybe crazy over the holiday season, but you got to get online, you guys. You have to use technology, right? You can actually use technology to your advantage over this crazy season and all the time, right? You want to buy local, you want to do things local, right? But you also have to get online, and you can use online tools to get organized. And sometimes when you're online, you can do it for a lot less time than you're running around town trying to build your businesses. And when things slow down over the holidays and people don't want to get together and do business meetings, or don't want to get together and do presentations or classes or phone calls, right? You can still be out there at least showing some type of presence, that you haven't gone, off the grid completely. And then when people start to float back into their real world again, there you are, and they haven't forgotten about you. So use online technology to stay organized, to stay present, to stay out there and visible, right? And to stay connected with people. And then another one that I love is ignore negativity. It is really everywhere. You will have those vampires that literally suck the living blood out of you, right? So wherever it is, if it's within your own family, if it's within your own organizations, if it's on the news, turn off negative people and surround yourself with only positive, loving, and empowering people. This is such a huge message. Your life will literally change if you get rid of the negativity in your life. And then, like I always love to do, and I post this all the time on Facebook and Instagram, is travel light if you're traveling. Don't overdo it. I go everywhere all around the world in literally a little suitcase that I can stick in the overhead on the plane. I can go away for 10 days in a suitcase like that. Travel light. You don't have to overdo it. This is a busy time of the year. I have totally perfected this. You guys can look back on my Instagram photos, on my Facebook photos. I'll probably be doing some more as we head out into the holiday season. It makes a huge difference to not feel like you're like loading your life on your back, and you just have those few things that you need with you. Find a place to do laundry, find a friend that you can, clean your clothes with if you want to wear the same thing more than once, but you just don't need your whole closet and your whole house when you go away for 2-3 days, or even 7 to 10 days. All right. And finally, I'm going to say you got to take care of yourself. And one of the things that I love to do, and how could I not speak about this, right, is use your essential oils. If you're not familiar with them, let me know. You can reach back out to me. Come to my website, HaleyHobson.com. If you're using them already, share with me what you love about them on my Facebook and Instagram posts. Teach me what you love to use so I can share that with other people too. I'm always giving you guys my favorite tips on my most popular issues I have in my life, like getting grounded or getting less stressed or easing my digestion, getting the best night's sleeps, those kinds of things, having more energy, feeling really passionate about what I do. But if you guys have great tips, share them with me too. I know that everybody wants to hear them. And again, if you're not familiar, you've got to come back to my website, HaleyHobson.com, and check out what everybody's raving about, what's all the rage out there, are these essential oils. So remember, you're taking care of yourself. You cannot forget about you. You've got to give yourself plenty of time because you are the most important thing. And you've got to get a lot of sleep. I just slept about 10 to 12 hours in a row the last 3 nights in a row from all of the craziness I've been through. You know when your body needs it. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, a facial self-care regime is super important. One of the first things I'm doing when I get back to Boulder tomorrow is getting some body work and then, working on my exercise routine again because that's been lacking a little bit during the travel. Make sure you take care of you. And remember that your social time can actually be your business time too. There's no need for your business to suffer. Now is a great time to build your network. It's a great time to be more relaxed and have fun with people, new people, and your existing network, and tell them what is going on in your life. What is new? Check in with them and find out what is going on with them, what's new in their life. Because as you ask questions, you guys are going to learn so much more about other people, and they will inevitably ask you more about yours, and you'll be able to authentically share your successes and the new things that you're doing in your life and your business. You'll be able to get people excited, and that always brings you new customers. So use the holidays as a chance. Use the social part of it as a chance to build your business, build your network, okay? Now, the bonus that I'm going to give you guys, now that you've stayed on to the end of the webinar, is I'm going to give you my holiday guide, which has got my favorite tips on health, on fitness, on some nutrition, some recipes, some essential oil goodies. So all you have to do is click on the link underneath the webinar, and this holiday guide is free for you. So I hope you have a safe and happy season for the rest of November and December, filled with love and peace and joy and happiness. I wish you and your families the very, 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 very best over the next couple months. And let's make sure that we stay connected. Come on over to my website, HaleyHobson.com. Check out all the great things I'm posting on Facebook, Haley Hobson Health Coach, on Twitter, Haley Hobson, on my Pinterest page, Haley Hobson 69, and on Instagram, Haley Hobson. I'm having so much fun on all those social media channels. I am sharing with you the most fun aspects of my life daily, so I hope to see you guys over there. Have an awesome, awesome rest of your 2016. See you online.